Check out more cool videos at thecutup.net. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/thecutup.
Okay, everyone, places, places! Oops. Action!
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Humble Bundle 3 Gamecut. I'm going to play through the Humble Bundle games that came out this summer. I guess technically these games have been out for a while, but right now you can go to humblebundle.com and get 6 of them at basically name your own price. I would recommend kicking in at least a couple bucks, people. Don't be too cheap, because you're getting 6 games here, and it's going toward the indie developers and for charity. Can't argue with that. So here we're going to start with And Yet It Moves, and pretty much just go alphabetical order from there. I'm going to start a new game here just to show you how everything begins. It starts with a tutorial, and through here you basically are just going to do some basic platforming. You play as this little guy made of paper, and you can see that all the platforms are actually made of ripped paper too, which is a pretty cool effect when you see it up close. But where the real meat of this game comes in is where you can rotate the world. So when you're jumping around here, yeah, it is a typical normal platformer where you jump back and forth between platforms, but at the same time, whoop, I just crushed myself. Oh, I'm surprised that didn't crush me too. But at the same time, you're going to be rotating the world to get to where you need to go. You gotta watch for falling rocks. And these are your checkpoints here. Whenever you see a silhouetted version of you, it'll point you which direction you're supposed to go. Which so far hasn't been too difficult to figure out where you're supposed to go at each point, but there have been a couple levels. I'm a little further in my normal game, but there have been a couple levels where I could see where people would get a little confused. Ah, got me. Because they throw a bunch of seemingly random platforms in together at once. So you're not really sure, like, should I jump up to this one? Should I jump down to that one? Which way should I rotate? And each time you find your fit in the paper here, that's the end of that level. And you don't want to fall into those black spaces there, because that's basically death. Now, of course, as the game's telling you there, once you complete a level, you can play it in speedrun mode too. So all of you gamers out there who like to just kind of show off and run through a game as fast as you can, it actually has a mode set up for that. So we're going to ride this rock all the way down. I remember liking this level because you're actually running from the rock like Indiana Jones style. And one of the things that I really like about this game is that with the animation of the character and the way he looks with the torn paper and everything, it definitely has that indie look and feel to it. But it is polished to the point though where it's a really decent game. It's a lot of fun to play, and it gives you kind of a new way to think of how platformers can be played. And the more you play it, the more you get used to rotating the world. So personally, I think it's a refreshing take on an old genre that, you know, definitely needs a little bit of juice here and there to make it fresh. I mean, we've only been playing 2D games since, or 2D platforming games since what, Donkey Kong? Maybe even earlier than that. So I remember earlier when I played this level, I had a lot of trouble. They give you 2 rocks here, and I kept landing through here and thinking that I could make it through here. But you fall at such a velocity that you end up crashing every time, which can get pretty annoying. I had to have tried that quite a few times, but you forget that you're supposed to rotate almost every time you fall. And if you do fall at too much speed, you will fall apart, like you just saw. There's the end of that level. Yeah, I'll show you guys one more level here, and then I'll move on to the next game in the Humble Bundle. But here, yeah, it even tells you, make me land on a downward slope if you want me to survive. Or, of course, you can just rotate the world. Now, this is what I was talking about, where your silhouetted character here is pointing to the right, but you really will have to play through this level a couple times, or at least one time, to figure out exactly where you're going. Whoops. Now, I don't know much about this game. I know that I've been wanting to play it for a while. I know that it was on WiiWare, and probably on PC before that. I'm not too familiar with the history of the game. All I know is that it looked really interesting, and it's even more interesting now that I can finally play it. Besides the platforming stuff that you're doing here, you will run into a few enemies that you have to deal with in certain ways. You get a lizard who basically wants to... oh, crushed. I've run into a lizard that will basically kill you with his tongue if you get too close to him. So you have to find ways to deal with him. And toast. Yep. So you can see the velocity thing ends up being kind of a factor too. If you're falling and then you keep turning, eventually you'll just be going so fast that no matter what you hit, you're going to end up dying. But so far, I would say And Yet It Moves is worth the entry price for the Humble Bundle alone. Like I said, the game is really polished, it's original, definitely something that gamers should be supporting, so that way we can see more original ideas like this that aren't, you know, just on the iPhone with the turning of the device and everything. It's good ideas like this that we need more of. Less shooty, more thinky, I guess we'll say. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna play this level to the end here. So, ooh, disgusting. Every time he dies like that, it looks like there's a big toe mixed in there. Look. Gross. Alright, let's move on to the next game. Here we are taking a look at Cogs, the second game in the Humble Bundle 3 pack. Now, Cogs is basically a puzzle game where you're trying to get all the cogs to work at once. So you slide these gears around to get them all working together, like so. And as soon as you turn the golden piece, then you've beaten the level. I've already played through a couple of these, as you can see. And I haven't run into anything too hard. But I am a little surprised at how simple the game is. It's basically one of those old tile puzzle games that they are applying just like a 3D landscape to. And it makes it interesting, and it's not that it's not fun, but it's just so simple. This almost feels like an iPhone game, something I would definitely whip out on the subway or waiting for a dentist appointment just to play a couple rounds of. Since I have this on the PC, I don't really see myself playing it on the PC too much. Let's see what else we got here. There we go. Ring the bell. So all of these I played through already. Let's try a new one I haven't played yet. Let's do this one. Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head what the name of the those slider puzzles were. I remember having them as a kid. My fond remembrance is getting this really cheap dollar store version of one that was this Serengeti image of animals. I'm assuming these are supposed to ring together at some point. Or at the end. Aha. So the game grades you on, if you found the solution, you always get a gold, it seems. They do grade you for time, so if you find the quickest way to solve the puzzle, they'll give you a gold for that. And in how many moves you use. Let's do trike. In addition to the cogs, there are other ones that feature pipes. In this particular one, we have to get all of the gears moving. Now this one looks a lot more complicated, so this is something I was waiting for here. So, what we gotta do... That's not gonna work. Okay, so pump that there. Okay, so those are moving now. So now we have to connect these gears to all move. Like so. There we go, we've solved it. So as you can see, the puzzles do get harder as you go, and that's, what, maybe 7 puzzles in? So that took me a good chunk of time. That took me about 2.5 minutes to do. So you can see that these will get a bit involved. So I mean, if you're the kind of person who wants to sit here and do these kind of puzzles at your PC, this would be a great game to have. For me, this is going to be like a once-in-a-while type of game. But it is fun, definitely fun, and definitely worth the download with the Humble Bundle. This is Crayon Physics Deluxe, the third game in the Humble Bundle 3. This one I have not played at all yet, so we're going to be venturing in together. Draw a box. So I'm pretty much just following the tutorial here. Restarting the level and everything. Okay, I drew the box. So am I just pushing the apple over to get the star? Okay, done. So we want to build over it. Yeah, like so. So now we have to push this over. So less Crayon physics, more get this ball to the star type of game. It is fun though. It's got a definite brain teasing quality to it. Right now, obviously, this is going to be pretty easy. Oh, apparently you can just click the ball. I was not aware. Second mouse button launches the ball to the left. Keep moving. Okay, let's redo it here. Oops. I don't know why I'm doing it piece by piece. I should just do it with one, right? Yeah, there we go. So yeah, basically everything is just drawn in Crayon, and you're using some sort of ball physics to get to the star. This seems to be all there is to it. Definitely has a cute look to it, and it seems like it would probably end up getting pretty hard at some point. But as it stands right now, I mean, this is pretty easy. I've only been drawing lines and boxes to move this thing over. Try a couple more here and see if it advances. Okay, so this one I'm gonna draw up. So that one's a little bit more time-based, so you gotta be quick on that one. Okay, here we go. This is gonna be a weight distribution one. So it's gonna fling the ball up, grab the star, and end the level. So I assume it's going to end up taking all of these things and combining them all to make the levels really, really interesting and really hard. Like this one, for instance. I have to draw one that goes up like so. Oop. Not like that. Draw a box like that. Oh, knocked it down. Okay. Looks like the game itself is going to have a little bit of a learning curve, too. Just to learn how it plays with itself and everything, too. I know, I just said it plays with itself. You can draw all over the map if you want to. I guess we already know what everyone else is going to draw here. Everyone's going to draw a Valley of the Dicks. You know it's true. Okay, so how about this one? We have to draw that on the bridge to make it fall. And off we go. Finish this level, then we get to sail away. Okay, draw the box. Move the ball over. Oh, not exactly. Okay. Draw the box. Getting a little late on that. Okay, let's try this again. It's the first level that's really posed any kind of real challenge, though. But that's a good thing. We definitely want to get some challenge in there. Add a couple weights to make it a little heavier. And we shoot the ball out once it gets to a certain point. See if that'll work. Okay. Let's go, ball. Jump. No, not down there. Yeah, you make it? You gonna make it? No. Okay. What if I draw it huge and then that? Like so. Ah. Getting closer. We'll solve this yet. Okay, not quite. Okay, I think I know what I'm going to try. Do that. And draw a line. Yep. Nope. Nope. Stop. Ah, it was close. Come on, I'm gonna get this. Gotta get this before we're done. There it is. And the boat will take us to new islands. So as you can see with that last level, it's already getting a little bit more hard. And the game feels like a lot of fun. Again, another quick time waster. But definitely a lot of fun.
Alright guys, that's a wrap.
Oops.